What's going on, Square Nation? We're talking about anorgasmia today, and if you don't know what anorgasmia is, a fancy word of saying you're able to be aroused, but you can't finish the job, if you will. You can't finish the climax, if you will. So think about anorgasmia as a problem that men and women face, and it's not just, a lot of times we've heard in the past, like, the ladies' needs are not being taken care of, they're not being able to be satisfied, the guy can't last long enough, whatever it is about that. But it can affect men too. So we're talking about Jack and Molly today, and we're going to expand upon this theme, if you will, to help you understand what it means and how it might be affecting you or somebody you know. Not that people talk about this a lot, so we want to put a spotlight on it so it takes the shame off of it and people can actually find some resource in understanding it. Okay? This is a sensitive subject, so we want you to know that we hold everything in strict confidence. We're HIPAA compliant. Everybody who has a question or concern about anything they have in their life, they're more than welcome to call us and talk to one of our care coordinators, and we'll be able to give you the care you need and the guidance, if you will, with the confidence that you know this is non-judgmental, we love everybody just the way they are, and we're going to care for you just the way you are. Okay? So, little public service announcement there. Okay. So, if we think about anorgasmia, it's like some people, so for example, if Jack is the guy who is able to maintain an erection, but he can't ejaculate, he can't reach an orgasm, that's one scenario. Or there's the Molly, the partner, she can't reach orgasm, or it's often thought to be like Jack is not able to get her there. But it can also be like Jack can't finish and Molly can. So where is it coming from in the brain? Because if you understand, the arousal part is governed by the parasympathetic, which is the rest, protect, and digest system. So you have to be in the rest, protect, and digest, the relaxed. I'm kicked back. I'm able to relax. That's why people who have erectile dysfunction, it's usually because they're tense. And they have a lot of hypertension. There's a lot of tension in their system. So they're tense and they're not relaxed. So you got to get in the relaxed state to actually be aroused, whether you're female or male. And then as you transition out of that, you're going to go into the arousal stage toward the ejaculatory stage or the orgasm stage. That's going to be your sympathetic nervous system. So if you want to understand how this works in the brain, because you might feel it down here, but it's really the sensations perceived in your brain. And the climax is perceived in the brain. Okay? So anorgasmia, the inability to finish climax, is really related to, typically it's something related to the mother or the grandmother. And this can be an inherited stress. Typically people associate sin or guilt or, it's ungodly to ejaculate or to have an orgasm. A lot of times we see parents providing some type of perspective for their kids and then end up shaming them, probably unintentionally. I know as a parent, I'm sure I've done things that my daughter feels like, what did I do wrong? And I've just said something to try and curb a behavior or something like that. So oftentimes people see sex and or sexual action and or sexual relations as forbidden. It's something that's taboo. It is something that should not be discussed. What's crazy, because we sexualize everything in this culture. In the United States, it's like everything is like half nudity. You have R-rated movies with full frontal nudity now, but yet nobody can talk about sex. It's like this taboo. You have to keep it under wraps, but nobody gives them the opportunity to say, can we have a conversation? Like you remember the Salt and Pepper song? Let's talk about sex. If you don't know, it's a good 90s rap tune. But there could also be a person that experienced abuse with pleasure. Now, in terms of males, they can actually be aroused and have an erection even if they're literally being raped, tied down, forced into something, because it's a brainstem reflex that's being aroused that is to a certain extent out of their control. So there can be abuse with pleasure experience. So they can then feel like I've been dirtied by this sexual experience, and now I don't know what to do with that. So understand that you can come by this honestly, you can come by it inherited stress, you can come by this by being shamed into it. It can sometimes be that a person psychologically, subconsciously wants to be with another person, be with a different partner, but they're not able to communicate with their partner or their spouse or whoever that is. So that's kind of the framework of how the brain works and how your body interacts, and then how you can then show up for your partner or for yourself differently and be able to communicate your needs. I feel the most safe when you do this with me, and that allows me to feel relaxed and able to then enjoy it more, and then I'm able to climax, if you will. That's really it. Like, it's not fun. If you ever have been unable to reach climax, or if you know somebody who has, it's usually not the bright spot in their day. So, take this information and go have fun. No, I don't know. The point is, like, if you have sensitive subjects like this you need help or guidance with, that's what we're here for. If you want to hear anything more related to this, just comment below, and we'll be able to answer your questions. I'll do my best to comment. If I feel like it's in my wheelhouse, I'm sharing with you my experiences and what I know from working with participants. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm not expecting this to be a blanket statement for everyone, but I'm sharing you what our perspective is and how we approach human beings, because we feel like you deserve to be nurtured and you deserve to be loved unconditionally, and we want you to feel safe and stuff like that. So that's what we offer here. So let us know what you want to talk about. Let us know what topics you have interest in and how it can serve you best, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Wellness Wisdom. All right, guys, have a great night.